Hi everybody, it's Rolex here once again in this last episode of the hardcore endless delve journey of my character. It survived, it didn't die, it reached 300 depths, which is it's my goal. It's my goal. Obviously, you can push it a little bit further. I can pretty much go a little more further down, maybe up to like 400, 450. I don't think it can surpass that point because it's going to be too much damage, and you probably need a lot more gear, a lot more of spell suppressions and stuff like that to even survive, right? Or maybe getting brass storm or using some unethical stuff such as like 90% mattress, and then you have like insane amount of armor or something like that. So you are actually going to be tanky enough to go deeper and deeper because champion doesn't really get benefit of anything except for reduced damage taken. So if the damage it's way more than you can tank, especially in hardcore, even with no modifier, you still going to fall and dead, right? So your character is going to fall and die. uh, so that can happen. Yeah, I locked out in the sense of danger in the danger about twice on this character. One in the out boss fight, and then the second one in the what is this, the delve, about 290, 293 or something. I think that's when I ran into the Vow Rain of Arrow Rogue Exile, which is lock you down in place and you cannot move. So I have Flame Dash, I don't have Leaf Slam, so I can't jump around. So the only whatever skill that I had is Flame Dash. So, and I cannot spam Flame Dash, and it gets swarmed. My damage isn't that great, so I had to lock out. Even though I think I'm pretty fine if I just press Wild Wooden Shell and then Berserk. I think my character would probably can still tank that, but I'm not gonna take a risk, and then I locked out because it could kill me or it could not kill me. So I don't want to risk it, so I just log out and then go for it again. And then the second time I just try to kill the bow guy, the bow character, the bow rogue exile one, that as fast as possible. So we don't want to deal with the problem that I cannot move, right? So, and I think that's pretty much it for the recap, and then let's go into the character. It didn't change anything. I just like blasting with this character, since the last video. I'm still level 95, haven't leveled any of my determination to level 20. So as you can see here, my enhance is only level 2. It's not even level 3, so I'm not even using it. So determination still 18, not even 20. So I'm not corrupting them. And I got an exalted orb, so I slam it on my boots. It didn't change anything. It didn't give me any chaos resistance. It gave me lightning resistance though. So I can probably drop some lightning resistance on my sheds piece. And if I drop that, getting some cold and fire resistance here would be really nice if I can get a 6 link. There's some upgrade that you can do, which is like really good. And of course, my belt and my amulet, I cannot get any upgrade. So basically, I just ran with the same character as the last video. I think with this setup, you
I
can
can't do this
actually
just
go
yet.
for something like 400. Bare minimum if you go with like a really not risky node. This one is kind of risky. It has a double speed because onslaught and the speed modifier, and 2 extra projectile with the crit. So this is not a really good one, but I think it's worth a risk, to finish this video off, to finish this series off. This one is also, the same thing, right? So they're doable. You just have to be more careful with whatever you do. And obviously, you don't want to do this kind of mod when you reach deeper. Maybe like 350, you should like ignore this mod and just like go with the better mods such as this one. It's only attack and cat speed. and then cannot be stunned. So you can do like something like this. Attack and cast speed. It's usually increasing the DPS of monsters, but because you're so tanky that the small hit doesn't really do that much, but the big hit's still doing a lot of damage to you. Alien pen, it's no. You don't want to go alien pen ever. I mean, even if it's just one node pass here, right? You don't want to do it. This one is alien pen, right? That's why I'm not doing this. Instead, I can do it this way, right? I can go down this way and have poison on hit and recharge on hit, and recharge on hit somehow make the build feel really bad because you most likely not gonna kill anything. Not gonna kill any rare monsters along the path. So I can go there as well. So there's some option, but I just go down like really bad. This is just no plan. I just want to go down as fast as possible. This is the best thing you can. This is the bad thing you would do, right? You wouldn't do this. You should just prepare your path. You have to have like a 3 or 4 different paths that you can go, and then choose one. If that one is a bad part, then like when you go down about like 10 to 20, then you go for a second part or the third part or fourth part that you prepare. So you have multiple choices will make your delve even better. You're gonna delve much faster than a lot of people who didn't really prepare their parts. Of course, if they go with the luck and they go with RNG and RNG is on their side, they can just go as deep as possible at day one. And I'm gonna show you the racing. How far have I got? I think I'm about here. For the champion, I'm not even like top 10, top 20, right? But I mean, it's there anyway, so it's maybe top 20. I don't know, like here. As my character at 300 depths. Obviously, if you go 350, you're probably going to be around here, 350. And then if you go 400, you're probably going to be around here. And then 450 and 500 plus is going to be the top 10 people who's trying their hardest to get, top 5, to get the demigod. I obviously don't care about demigod. That's why I'm playing champion in the first place. I just want to, experience some delves and some what is this some delve and some hardcore and some solo self found action and then getting to low 95, right? That's just my goal. um, if obviously if I want to do something like get a top ladder, I should go with something that's pretty like mediocre class like assassin or something, right? Assassin or even I don't know, assassin or even trickster, because these are not, as you can see here, this top ladder is only like 120, 140, right? And compare that to champion. uh, Wait, what the fuck? Okay, compare the to champion, usually 120 at around the 10th people. So it's much more competitive compared to the trickster one. Oh no, the assassin one. And then obviously trickster is probably, I don't know about trickster being bad or not, but as you can see here, if you have 120, if you're on rank 120 on the global, you would be like rank 6, right? So you just put it a little bit and then you go for this. But maybe trickster is more popular now because as you can see here, there's like 81, like rank 81 in the global that have like rank 5. So you have to actually trying to do some stuff, right? On the character that you want to do, which is like not the thing that I want to do anyway. Like if I want demigod, I should do something like those classes that has really bad uh, competition,
I
really
can't do
really
this just yet.
low population, something like that. Because champion is really strong character. You can build champion in any way, and it can be tanky. You can have like any skill, uh, but using probably the most diversity tree I've seen so far. There's some people going with the reflexes and then stack spell suppression through passives. passives, and then not going for something like max resistance and not doing aura stacking like I'm doing. I think most people don't really care about aura stacking in Delve because you're most likely gonna die to some hard and some not hard hitting skill, but some multiple hits, stuff like that. So the maximum resistance doesn't really do much, even though it does sometimes. It does most of the time, with a big hit. But with a small hit, when they stack together, they can do a lot of damage still. So having a lot of evasion and a lot of spell suppression actually help a lot. And obviously, they run with like raise and determination, so they stack armor and evasion to the extreme. So then you ignore the mechanic of like attack, monster attack, and then they ignore the mechanic of like armor or like physical damage, something like that. And then the only thing they fear is only elemental damage, which if it's spell, then they can have spell suppression, which reduces it by half. So if you have like 78% fire resistant and 79 fire resistant and 78 all other resistance, right? And then you half the damage again, you would only take like 11%. That's equivalent to you have like 89% max res, which is really really high. And obviously that's only the elemental spell hit, but I don't think there's any physical damage spell hit in Delve. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's only elemental damage most of the time. So when you go with spell suppression and you have this node, prismatic skin, you're pretty much prismatic skin and the soul of steel. You pretty much just have like an equivalent of like 90% all resistance already. So if you go over even further with your maximum resistance, like I'm doing here, which is stack 3 purity, and then if I have 100% spell suppression, I'm pretty much just like 95 or 93%, in effective way, like how it calculated. Like when I take only like 7% or 8% of that elemental damage. So and there's the elemental penetration stuff happening. So if you want to do the elemental penetration node, you might actually need to get the maximum amount of spell suppression, the 100%, because in that case you can actually reduce damage taken by a lot. Because LA Pen, it's really, really bad if you're stacking elemental resistance like I'm doing. So if I'm running LA Pen, it's basically just ignore that I ever have any of my aura running. So I'm pretty much just running with no aura, right? So that's pretty bad. And that's going to be it for the character that I'm building so far. So if you
I
want to
can't do this
replicate this
just yet.
character in any league, except for Delve, it's also found Delve, because I think this character, I mean, it's good because his spectral helix is broken, and combined with any two hand, and especially with axe, you can gain rage for free. So you have a lot of attack speed, a lot of movement speed, and then you can use berserk. Berserk is very very strong. You are less damage taken by 19%. So when you combine that with your your 45, you have around 35% less damage taken in total. And then you have max res, you have everything, right? You have armor. So you're taking really, really low amount of damage. Like most of the time, the only thing that probably gonna kill you is just the swarm of monsters, not just one single dude that hit you with like 50,000 damage, because well, you reduce that down to about like 500. So that's gonna be it, guys. And if you enjoyed this, oh no, I forgot to talk about the gauntlet. Let me talk about the gauntlet. I'm not going to be playing in the first day of gauntlet, so there's probably not gonna be a video about me playing gauntlet in the first day. I'm probably gonna take 1 or 2 days off because I have to do my real life stuff. Obviously, I told you in the last video as well. But yeah, I'm gonna be back playing Gauntlet maybe about a day later. I'm not gonna be racing with anybody. Obviously, I'm gonna just play, doing my own thing and just seeing if any of my character can surpass level 50 or surpass level 70, 80, 90, 95. Like this character do. But this is just a normal hardcore stuff. It's not really adding more challenges. It doesn't have any extra damage mod. any speed mod or any projectile mod. So we're gonna try to do this kind of thing in Gauntlet as well. And see you guys in Gauntlet. I'm probably gonna die a lot, but hope I don't die that much, so I could get one of my character to level 95 or something, right? And see you guys on next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe too. Bye bye.